Stop pissing away your money. The reason I say this is because there's too many people today that are doing just that. They piss away their money on stuff they don't need. I've been guilty of this early on in my life. We would buy things that we didn't need. I didn't go out and buy brand new trucks just because I wanted to have a fancy truck. We always bought used vehicles and used mowers when we started out and used landscaping equipment until we reached the point where we could start buying new. But those things came with a lot of discipline. So for example, if you're working your job now, and I had guys when I was in Florida and I had my landscape crew there, I would go to the gas station every morning. The guys would come in with me. They go in to fill their lunchbox with ice and whatnot. And I had a deal worked out with the guy that owned the gas station. And the deal was, if I brought my trucks down there every day, that these guys could come in and they could fill up their coolers with ice, as long as I was doing business with him. He was helping us out and he wouldn't charge the guys for ice. Well, our guys managed to fuck that up because then the store owner didn't want them to fill their coolers with ice in front of the other customers who had to pay for ice. We had to go around in a side room and then get it out of the big container in the back, right? But it was a great setup for our guys. And they got to fuel the truck somewhere, right? So it was a good setup for everybody. Our guys ruined that because the store owner caught our guys stealing, Monster Energy drinks, all kinds of crap, whatever he had in that back storage bin or room. And anyway, they ruined that. But what I was alluding to prior to that, I noticed when I would come in to pay for the fuel for the guys, for their trucks, they would go up there and they would buy $20 worth of scratch-off tickets, $1.50 for a candy bar, or $1.89 or whatever. I saw them spend money on the dumbest shit. I saw these guys come out, they would have $20 or $30 worth of crap in their hands and they're still hungry. They didn't pack a lunch. I packed a lunch my entire life. I was always doing that. I could eat on a given day. I would pack my thermos with my coffee or water and I'd be good for the day. I could take a sandwich with me, maybe a bag of chips or something like that, and I would buy the big bags and I would just take a handful, put it in a Ziploc bag, and I took it to work. I'd eat for like $1.50. The guys who were with me, they'd have to stop at these restaurants. They'd spend $10 on a Big Mac and just shit like that. And they were constantly blowing their money, a little at a time, pissing their money away. And they couldn't figure out at the end of the week why they had no money. So they would come to you and they would want more money. So it's not my issue that's causing this. It's your issue and your habits, okay? Maybe nobody ever taught you to save money. I don't know. We were always taught to save money. I grew up on a farm. We were dirt poor. My dad on a dairy farm in Wisconsin. We didn't have money. So whenever I would get done working for my dad, I would pack a lunch and I would go to work for the potato farmer down the road. We were always working, but we were always saving our money. And what I've learned over time is the money that I saved, we had to reinvest it. And that's a whole nother video, but that's how we created wealth. But we stopped pissing away our money. And you people, you don't need 7 subscriptions to Netflix, Hulu, YouTube free ads, all this other stuff. You don't need all them subscriptions to get you through your daily life, okay? Cut back on some of those things. I had one employee that had a Cadillac for a car, right? His payment was like $1,400 a month on this car. And I'm like, why do you need to pay that payment? Well, picks up chicks. That's what he told me. Picks up chicks. Eventually, he ended up losing it, couldn't pay the payments, and they repossessed his car. So it's stupid shit like that you do that you don't need to be doing. So I highly encourage you guys to stop pissing away your money now. You'll see it add up over time. You really will. Before you know it, you'll have $100 saved up at the end of the week. Maybe next week you have another 100. You do that for a few weeks, now you got $1,000. Do that for a few more weeks, now you got a few $1,000s. Now you have something to work with. Now you can take that money and you can invest it into a business or something to get you going, to get you out of this job rut that you're in. But at the end of the day, you guys, if you keep pissing away your money, I know guys that make a lot of money, and the more money they make, the more money they spend, right? And this goes on all the time. And I see it around me all the time. I see it with my employees. And not all of my employees, but some. over the years, I've watched this happen, and it's a bad thing. They never are able to save any money, never able to put any money away, and therefore they don't really have a future. They're living for today. I don't want you guys to live for today. I want you guys to live for tomorrow. Save your money, invest your money, get rich as quick as you can.